Final thoughts. Okay, so I believe I want to say it like this. So if you don't want any headaches in your life, you don't want setbacks, you don't want discouragement, you don't want to feel less than, develop yourself as a man. Really, like really be honest with yourself. Do the things you're passionate about. Find out what your purpose is. Grow, learn, put yourself, just like I say, put yourself in the best position in your life, which you're the only one that knows, the best position in your life to have the things that you want in your life. All right. And I'll say at a certain age, nothing should take you off that path. I'm at the age in my life where nothing could take me off my path of drawing and producing art. Nothing, right? And I always said the next woman I cry for is only my mother. I will never cry for another woman. I put myself in that position because no woman deserves my tears besides my mother. That's it. Or the birth of my child. I hope I get blessed with that. But again, men and young men out there, you want the dime? Put yourself in the best position. Find out what it is and just keep watering it. Keep everything else will come. Automatically, it comes. Believe me. But you got to put in the work. Put in the work and you'll get what you want. Don't put in the work. Don't blame nobody but the guy in the mirror where you're at. Get off your high horse. It ain't going to happen. Unfortunately, life, you could say what you want what you want, whatever. Your outcomes will tell you otherwise. And I say that to all men growing.
All right, so I'm gonna close out with accountable masculinity rules 1 through 4. Men focus on men, establish personal accountability standards amongst reasonable men that intend to improve our society. Rule number 2: we don't argue, particularly with women. Women have their own issues, and so do men. As men, we can learn to mitigate our issues by observing the conflict management skills of women. By remaining in observation mode, men have the vantage point to avoid cyclic negative competitions and unhealthy conflicts with women. After implementing the findings from the observation into our philosophy, we should be better focused on ourselves. What's understood doesn't need to be said. Accountable men have code. Rule number 3 is decentralized leadership requires knowing when to lead and when to follow. And you must avoid misrepresenting fellow men. Although we are not perfect, we must have redeeming efforts. And last but not least, accountable masculinity rule number 4 is about legacy and equity. Be selfless. Live a life of service towards your community and others. You must be credible and capable of both mentoring and being mentored. You must be receptive and coachable. Being able to instill knowledge and wisdom into others is an act of submission and a privilege. Men have to be well rounded in general, capable of teaching and capable of receiving information and acting on it as well. The best leaders were once followers. So at some point, in order to be effective, you absolutely have to be mentally tough, and a man has to have certain principles to live by to maintain his resiliency and perseverance.
Tonight was fun. Again, um, I am just going to say that the world needs more mentally tough men. Bottom line, we need more men that understand that they need to be men and they need to have a logical, sound mind to navigate through the circumstances that are that we're currently under. We must be better. That is all.
I'm going to keep my talking point short tonight because I think it's real simple. The need for men to be mentally tough is because they raised men. They train men up to go. They train boys up to be men. So if you want to see the society grow and develop and nurture, you want to see men become pillars of the environment, pillars of their community, and actually bond together in protection of the culture, then men train men. That's simple.
I think being mentally tough has little to do with the body or the physical nature, but being mentally tough is being disciplined enough to ensure that the man has a plan for himself and everyone that he's responsible to and for, plain and simple.
For my final thoughts, I'm going to start off by saying that there will always be weak men and there will always be strong men. At some point in life, we're going to have to make a decision, or life is going to make a decision for us which one we're going to be. I think it's always best for men to strive forward, to become a stronger, better version of themselves. I think it's, they should constantly be on a journey to become more mentally tough, because just like Coach said, at some point, tough men going to have to raise tough boys. So